guys, welcome to my tutorial for today. My name is Trust. In this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how I dropped and cut this sexy panties. You can easily cut it for you and for your friends. So I will teach you on this tutorial how I cut it and draft it out. If you are new to my channel, I say thank you. Kindly click on the subscribe button to watch more of my video and click on the notification bell in just 5 seconds. Thanks for that. Now let's start. Welcome to my tutorial for today. My name is Trust. In this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how I draft out and cut these beautiful pants, these sexy pants. You can see it's fine. You can easily make it for your friend and for you. So let's start on this tutorial to know how I draft out and cut it. Kindly subscribe. Welcome. In this tutorial I'll be folding this paper into 4. You can see like this, then like this into 2, then you close it like this. So this paper is folded into 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 like this. In this tutorial I'll be using my hips and my waist with the hip measurements. To get the length of your panties, you divide your hips into 4. My hip is 42. 42 divided by 4, which is 10.5. So 10.5 for the I'll be drafting out 10.5 for the length of my panties. So I'm using 10.5 for the length of the pants. That is my hip divided by 4, which is 42. So 40 divided by 4, which is 10.5. So 10.5 will be the length of my panties. Remember, your hip divided by 4. Now this is 10.5. You can see here 10.5 for the length of my panties. So draw a straight line across it like so. This is the length of my panties, which is 10.5. So assuming you are using hips of 44, divided by 4, which is 11. So 11 will be the length of your panties. But remember, I'm working on pattern on this paper. When replacing it on your fabric, make sure to add your seam allowance. But for this tutorial, I won't be adding any seam allowance. So when replacing it on your fabric, make sure you add your seam allowance for it. Now I will go for my waist. My waist is 32 divided by 4, which is 8. So I'll mark 8 right here. 8. Remember, no seam allowance for this pattern. This is 8. Now I will go for my side, the side of the panties. The standard measurement for your side is 8, but for this tutorial I'm using 5 for the side of my panties. That is how sexy you want the side of the pants to be. You can decide to go with 2, 3, 4, but for this tutorial I'm using 6 for the side. I'm using 5 for the side of my panties. You can see. So form a straight line like this. This is 5 for the side of my panties. Remember, my waist, the quarter of my waist is 8. So at this point, this is 5 inch. 5 inch. So mark it all around like this. This is 5 inch. Then form a straight line across it like so. So this line will be my hip line. This is my hip line. While this line is my waistline. My hip line and my waistline. So this is where I'll be drafting out my hips. So at this point I use 8 for my waist. My waist is 8. At the hip line also I will let it be 8. The reason why I let this size to be 8 is that when sewing your panties, make sure you use stretch materials or lycra materials. So I want this place to be fitted. That's why I use 8. When replacing it on your fabric, your stretch fabric, your lycra fabric, this a person using it of 40, with this 8 inches I go, it will be easily to wear. So my waist measurement is 32 divided by 4, which is 8. So as my hip line also, I marked 8 inches here and here. Now we want the standard measurement for my crotch is, the standard measurement for your panties of crotch is 4. But for this tutorial, I'll be using 3.5 for my crotch. My crotch is 3.5. You can see, but the standard measurement for crotch is 4. But for this tutorial, I'm using 3.5. You can go with 3. You can go with 2. That's how sexy you want the crotch to be. So that's why I'm using 3.5 for here. So at this point, you go ahead and connect it to this line. You connect it like this, from this line to here. You can see like this. From my hip line, I connect it to the crotch that I use 3.5 for my crotch. Now I explained the side part for you. You can go with 2. You can go with, that's how sexy you want the side part to be. You can use 3, but I use 5 for my side parts. So for my crotch, I use 3.5 here. You can go with 2. You can go with 2. You can go with 1, but that's how sexy you want the crotch to be. But I'm using 3.5 for my crotch. So my waist, quarter of my waist is 32 divided by 4, which is 8. I mark 8 also at this point. Then you draw a straight line to connect it together. Remember, use lycra material, that is stretch materials for your panties. Now I'm done with the back part like this. You can see this is the back. So I want to quickly explain the front. To get the front, you measure the midpoint of this line. This line is 8. So the midpoint of this line will be 4. So I'm using 4. This 4, which is the midpoint. Then you go in by 2 inch. Go in by 2 inch like this. You can see. You can go in by 1. You can go in by 2, by 3. That's how sexy you want the front to be covered. So I'll go in by 2 inch here. You can see for the front. Then from this point, you connect it down to here, then to here. You connect it from this hip line to this point, then to this point. But before connecting it, remember the back part is more than the front part of your panties. You can check your panties, the back part is more than the front part. So at this crotch, I will go in by ½ inch. Because I'm using 3.5, so for the front part, I will be using 3 inch like this. You can see. So now I will connect it from here to this point down to here for the front part. Remember, I'm putting the both front and back together. From this hip line to this and to here. So now for my waistline is 8. Remember, the back part is more than the front, so I will deduct 1 inch in. So this is 1 inch. I'm doing the front part now. I go in by 1 inch like this. You can see 1 inch. I go in by 1 inch, making it 7. But the 8 inch still remain for the back. But I deduct 1 inch because the back part is more than the front part. Then you connect it to this hip line like this. You can see from this point, I will connect it to this line. Then from this line, I will connect it to this line like this. You can see easily. Then you connect it to the midpoint. Then from the midpoint you connect it down like this. You connect it down like this. You can see from this line I connect it to my hip line. From my hip line to the midpoint I took, then down. So now let's make this the shape to be more sexy. Don't mind my shape, so I'm making it sexy. You can use your free hand to just make this place sexy like this. So from here to here I'm using 10.5. That is my hip divided by 4. Why at this point I use 7, but here I use 8 inch. 8. So this is my back, while this is my front part. So you can see like so. So remember, my back part is now changed. My back part is changed because this is my new hip line. My new hip line is 8. Remember, it's 8. The waist should be the same as the hip line. So this 8. So this will be my new back part now. My new back part will be this line. For my new back part, you can see like this. You can see this will be my new back part. So I'm not using this line anymore. You can see like this. So from here to this 7, from 7 to my hip line, down to the midpoint of the back, to this crotch 3 is my front, but the 8 inch of my waist to the 8 of my hip line, then down to the crotch 3.5. So at this crotch I use 3 for the front, while 3.5, that's 3.5 for the back. But for the front I use 3, for the back I use 3.5. So I want to quickly explain this side part once more. I use 5, while 8 is the standard measurement for your side part. You can use 2, then you connect it to your crotch. You can use 3, but I use 5. At this crotch you can go with 2, you can go with 2.5. But for the front I use 3, while for the back part I use 3.5. You can see. So that is how sexy you want it to be. That is how sexy you want it to be. So quickly shape it well like this. So you can see this how to drag out the panties. So let's cut it out. Remember, you can start at the down. No seam allowance for this. So I'll firstly cut out the back part, then I cut out the front. You can see like this. This is the back part of the panties. This is the back part. Then I'm removing the back. This is the back. Then I will cut out the front part now. So this is the front. Remember, the back part is more than the front part. You can see the back part is more than the front part. Wow, you can see how it is. You can see how it is like this. You can see how it is. Wow, wow. So this pant is sexy. This is how I draft out my sexy pants. Now I will go for this cut. I use these pieces to cut my crotch. Now to cut my crotch. So I will be okay with these pieces. of paper to cut my crotch. So my crotch, this paper is this 3.5, so I'm okay with it to cut it out. Now you fold the pants back into two, like so. Then you place it gently on this crotch. Remember, on this crotch, so like this. Then you mark it here. Then the back part also, you place it just to get it. Also, you can see. So remember, the back part is more than the front part. Then just cuff it easily like this. Cuff it out like so. Then to cut it just to form a sexy shape down like this. You can see how it is now. To form a sexy shape like this. Also, now you can see this is how the crotch is out after sewing it and drafting it out. This is how it is. You can see like this. Now, thanks for watching my video. Kindly click on the subscribe button to get updates once I drop a new video. Thanks for watching my sexy panties. You can go now to sew these sexy panties for your friend and for you. Thanks. Bye.